Hello, W4CY listeners. Are you ready to learn the spiritual laws to success and wealth? Well, pack your virtual bags, because it's 1 p.m. Eastern and it's time for the Traveling Investor Radio Show, sponsored by Cornerstone Investment Partners and RE/MAX Commercial Realty Partners. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to get wealthy. And now, here's your host and travel guide, the real estate guru, Nitsan Mosery.
Travelers, Nitsan Mosery here, the traveling investor, and I've got Tom Philosopher Extraordinaire, Zames. Right, welcome back, guys. How are you? Great to be back. Had a wonderful week. Hope you guys had a great week as well. Let us know on Talk4 TV on YouTube where you're listening from. You know, we always love to hear from you guys, right? Some things. Remember, go to YouTube, Traveling Investor. Subscribe, like, share, do all that. Share the love, right? I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that could use this information to help them, go up to the next level.
Yeah.
Right? Instagram, Traveling Investor as well. Hit me up on TikTok. I'm there. Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah, I just signed up.
Oh yeah, you know, it's they say it's going to be the next big thing. Bigger than like Facebook and all these things, right?
Right.
It was Musical.ly, that was then owned by the Chinese, and then now it's TikTok, it's something else. So yeah, so it's pretty amazing how these different social platforms just start popping up, and what sticks and what doesn't.
Yeah, you want to get out in front of it, right?
You always want to get out in front of it. You know, you want to be innovative, right? You want to be disruptive, right, in your industry, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? You want to go out there and you want to create a software, do something that is disruptive in your field, in your niche, right? That way you take it to a different level. You know, these things, right? Cell phones, right? Big disruptor, right? Now, you know, we used to go from everybody having a landline at home, a regular phone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a landline.
Those were the days, huh?
Do you have a landline?
Not anymore. No, I used to.
Who has landlines, man?
Pushing the buttons.
Right? Pushing, or the little...
Oh, that thing. The rotary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Right?
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let us know where you guys are listening in from. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook as well. So how was your week?
It's good.
With that. You know?
It's good and bad.
Okay. What?
Got some bad news on a deal.
Yeah.
Last minute, the day before closing.
Okay.
But, we move on. You know?
So
you can't let it keep you down. When something bad happens to you, you can't dwell on it too long.
Right.
You know? Like Absolutely. You said, you're a shit roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. Because if you stay dwelling in that, you're not going to find the solution to the problem. So I didn't have a lot of time to dwell. I had to jump back into action and try to fix the problem. And that's what I'm doing, you know? And I don't have it fixed yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to do everything I can to fix it.
That's
all
right,
I can do.
You know? Miracles do happen, right? They do happen.
Yeah. I think I need one right now.
You ask for it, you know, you put it out there and hey, I don't know where it's going to come from. This is what I need.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then boom, you know, it just appears.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. You know, one of my partners, Laura, and I, we just went through that about an hour ago, where we were in need of something, and it just suddenly we got an email.
Yeah.
And that solved our problem. Like, wow, look at that. That's unbeliable.
Yeah.
Right? Now, okay, now let's move on to the next challenge, the next obstacle, the next what else?
There's always something.
There's always something, but we definitely have to go from a place of putting out fires to a place of preventing fires.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Prevention is always key, right? Preventative medicine, staying healthy, right? Rather than, just getting sick and then taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Right? It's always a lot easier to prevent something, right?
If you can get out ahead of the fires, you'll experience less fires, and you'll be happier, right? Huh?
Comes out of the man, right? It just comes out. It just flows like it's like, it comes from some, amazing. We got a big. Hey, what's up, Big J? How are you, man?
Big J.
Yeah, Texas.
From Texas.
All right. How's the farm
We
going?
love Big J.
Let's see. Rock Titan, do you see any financial investments or trends changing during holiday season? Basically, any particular investments to make or avoid during holiday? What do you think?
Just something that popped in my head is when you're making a decision, always do it from a high place. Don't do it from a place of anger, desperation, scarcity, lack, because you will most likely make the wrong decision. That's just what popped up for me real quick right when I saw that question. Holidays can be hectic, and if you're in a place of I'm trying to make a quick buck with some money, you might foul up and make a bad mistake. So that's all popped up for me. Just whatever you do, make sure it feels good, and you're coming from a good place currently, and your mind frame is coming from a good place.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Now the holiday seasons, it is the end of the year. Usually the different markets are kind of quiet because they don't know what's going to happen next year. They want to see what happens. But, to ride on what Tom said a little bit, we're spending a lot of money now, right? We're going frantic. We're spending our budget for the year on gifts and whatnot. And we're not focused on investments or, what exactly we need to do. We're focused on, I need money. Where can I get money? And we look to these, kind of get rich quick schemes, you know what? Hey, why don't I invest with some guy who's doing some cryptocurrency and it could shoot up and I can make $1,000 in 3 hours and it's amazing. And next thing you know, you lose your money, right? Because you got excited on the outcome, but you didn't look at what actually was going on now, right? In that thing. So, do your due diligence, right? And take it slow. I would say ride out the holidays, come back January 2nd, 3rd, first week of January, when everything is calm, the wallet is calm,
right?
You're calm, the body's calm, the mind's a little, hectic from what just happened.
Yeah.
But I think at that point you can proceed, with caution and figure out where you're going. And you know what? In any type of investments, you got to ask yourself a couple of questions, right? What am I looking to gain out of this investment? Is it cash flow? Is it appreciation? Is it just to put my money somewhere so I can get it easily later on down the road? What is your intention with this money? So ask that question and you can set your goals accordingly, right? What was the other part of the question that we had here? The screen went blank over here.
Blank.
So
we roll with it.
We'll
come back. We'll get that question.
Exactly.
Back.
So holiday seasons, man, right? Isn't it crazy that they ask us to, they train us. The media sits there and they just pummel us with buy, spend, buy, spend.
Yeah.
When did that start? Like, when did that feeding frenzy of, holy shit, I gotta buy stuff?
Yeah. I think it started a long time ago. I remember when I was a kid, we had Cabbage Patch Kids. That's what everybody wanted. So there was always this new toy every year that was the big thing that everybody was fighting over or waiting in line for. So I remember that all the way back to 40 years ago.
Wow.
But yeah, I think everything's more pronounced now with society and marketing, and it's all brainwashing, really.
It is. It's all brainwashing. It's all brainwashing.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see what else we got here. Basically, any particular investments to make or avoid during the holidays. Well, I think we went over that. Tessa, you're listening from California. What's happening, Tessa? Good to see you.
I like that name.
Yeah.
My niece is Tess.
There you go. That's right. Yeah. And
Great
Libby
name.
from Florida. What you got? I have GameStop. I hear GameStop is going under, so not a good idea to invest in that stock. Okay. Thank you, Libby from Florida. Thanks for listening in.
We got
Missy.
a stock tip. That's our first stock tip on the show.
That's right. Missy, I still have my Cabbage Patch Kids.
There you go.
All right, Cabbage
How long did
Patch.
your mom wait in line for that Cabbage Patch Kid? What did she do for that?
That's right. What is it worth today? Do you have any idea? It must be worth something. You know, it must be worth a lot of money. And you know, and I guess this is kind of a good segue into what I wanted to talk about also is, you know, today with the invent of the internet, conventional education is going out the window.
How so? In what form?
You don't need to go to college today to get a degree to make money.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
Right? It's actually proven that, you know, if you're not in the top 3% of your class, you're probably going to owe money and not get the job that you want. And you're getting all these bills, right? You're getting all these loans, these student loans and whatnot. For what? So you can go out and pay your student debt for the next 25 years and be stuck in a job that you hate. Where today, because of the internet, people can go online. You can buy stuff from China for $2, go online, sell it for $6. You sell 1,000 of those a day, you make $4,000 a day.
Yeah.
You can do it out of your, you know, out of your living room, out of your garage.
So the good thing about the internet is now there are more ways to make money than ever before. You have access to the whole world, and there's really no excuse.
No excuse. Today there are no excuses.
Yeah, seriously.
You know,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's crazy. Like I'll scroll through TikTok and I'll see like all these people, you know, showing how to do all these things. Hey, you can go online and there's these websites and these websites, and you know what? I like to validate, right?
Yeah.
Right? Trust but verify.
You're a researcher.
Right.
I like to everything.
I like to trust but verify everything.
Yeah.
And I'll go and I'll check these websites and I'll look over here. So one day I was in one of these stores and they're selling Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
You know, there's like maybe 100 of them. They're all the same Barbie. So I went, I looked on Amazon, I looked on eBay to see what they were selling for.
Yeah.
They were selling anywhere between $14 to $17.
Okay.
Right? Now you got to do more research, right, to see how many are selling and blah, 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 blah. They were selling the doll for $8. I said, wow, I could buy all these dolls, go home, and make a profit like that on it.
You could.
You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you want to do. You got to have goals. You got to have desire. You got to have passion. You got to have, you know, a really strong urge, a hunger, as we called it last time.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
A hunger to succeed, because there's going to be pitfalls. There's going to be challenges. It's not easy. It's simple, right?
Yep.
Click here, click there, get some stuff, package, send. It's easy. It's simple. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it.
Right.
Right? A lot of people are doing it, but not everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Right? And when things get, you know, when things start getting difficult, you know, if you don't have a strong why, that's kind of when when you leave, right? When you're like, all right, didn't work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
I've had enough of this.
Had enough.
Yeah.
You know, figured, didn't work for me.
Right.
You know, nothing works for me.
Right.
Yeah. I should have known. This stuff never works for me.
Too good to be true.
Too good to be true.
Yeah.
You know, nothing ever works out for me.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
You ever have that kind of talk in your head?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, you know, this shit never works for me.
Right.
You know, I'll never be successful. Oh, it's only for them.
Yeah.
You know, where do these thoughts come from? You know, where do they start?
It's doubt. It's fear. It's, you know, when you're feeling less than, when you're not happy, that's when these thoughts creep in. When you're happy, you don't have these thoughts. Have you noticed that?
That's right.
You don't have these thoughts. It's impossible to be happy and to think that nothing goes your way at the same time. Just it's physically impossible.
You know, happiness and positive energy vibrates at a higher frequency.
Yeah.
Negativity, sadness, all that vibrates at a lower frequency.
Yeah.
That's why it's very difficult. Like you said, it's impossible to be happy and to think positive thoughts, because when you're happy, you're vibrating over here. You're not vibrating down here.
Right.
You know, and when you're vibrating down here, when you've got those, when you're feeling down, when you feel, when the weather's got you down, and when your thoughts have got you down, when you're feeling like you're just not worthy, you just got to get up.
Yeah.
And you got to start vibrating.
Yeah.
At a higher level. And there's so many different ways of getting to that higher vibration.
Absolutely.
Right? What are some of the ways?
You want to know my favorite ways?
Yeah.
My favorite ways are getting up and moving around.
Mm-hmm.
Moving.
Yep.
Motion creates emotion. Tony Robbins, we all know that. Jump up and down. I'll put music. So music is fantastic.
Music,
right? You all have these songs that when they come on, boom. They transform you, take you another place. You might get goosebumps. You might get this and that. So what I like to do is I like to put on music deliberately, songs that I like, my favorite songs. And while I'm listening to these songs, I start to visualize things that I want, things that are enjoyable to me. And I create that goosebump feeling, right? Mm-hmm. Because that goosebump feeling is a very high vibrational place. So that's something I do right there. Laughter is my other go-to. Find a comedian you like, something that you've seen, pull it up on YouTube real quick. If I'm going into a meeting and I'm not in the right mind frame, I'll pull up like Sebastian Maniscalco, comedian, right? I love that guy's facial expressions. I put it on for 2 minutes. I'm laughing my ass off. My whole state's just changed. Mm-hmm. So those are a couple of my quick goes-tos, but literally there's dozens of things that you can do.
That's awesome.
What about you? What's your move?
I dance. I get up and I
dance. Dance is good.
I shake my kundalini.
Yeah.
My kundalini energy. I start shaking. I shake everything, and I just kind of. I also take my hands and I just kind of like wipe my body. Like I get that stuff off of me. Right?
Okay.
Get that stuff off of me, and I, start getting my. Pounding my chest, and, and I'm kind of, like any athlete, like anybody, just psyching yourself up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the best. Hey, you know what? I deserve it. I'm the best. There's no reason why I should not have what I want, blah, blah, blah. And I just start talking and giving myself affirmations.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go to the beach.
Right.
And if I'm alone, I'll start skipping.
Okay.
Skipping is fun.
Skipping, like when you're a kid.
Like when you're a kid.
I love it.
It's skipping around, man.
Skipping's good.
It's great.
I love that.
And like you said, you can't have a negative thought when you're having fun, when you're happy, when you're doing stuff that you're enjoying. Right. You can't have a negative thought. So skipping, we may, older people my age, you're like skipping. Yeah, skip, go skip, right? It's to get out of that mind frame, that heaviness that we're there with, right? It shifts. In the brain, right? Different part of the brain starts to work. Right?
In fact, when you're skipping, purposely try to think of something negative. You'll have a hard time. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't correlate with the movement that you're doing.
That's right. All right, so hold on. We got some things people are sharing with us.
Hit a nerve.
Yeah, I think so. So, would have been worth money still in the box, but I played with mine. Ronnie, actually, the internet has actually brought down the worth of baseball cards and collectibles. That's true.
Mine are completely worthless.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
My whole childhood down the fucking drain.
Yep. Thinking of real estate on a geographical scale, Rock Titan, are there particular regions to buy or sell during the winter? During the winter, people usually aren't moving as much. Okay, so rent, if you have a multifamily, you want to kind of stabilize it before the winter and ride the winter out. Again, in real estate, right? A lot of people are off. Come Thanksgiving, after that, title companies, lenders, the brokers.
They're mentally not there.
Mentally, they're not there.
Physically there, but they're not doing anything.
They're not doing anything. They're taking their time. They're having fun. Yeah. They're off until like January 5th.
Yeah.
Then you should come back. Yeah. So it's really difficult to close on a property this time of year. You can make it happen, but it's
very difficult.
Very difficult. Very difficult. Let's see what else we got here. We got Sharice. I have a Denver football that somehow lost its value since the internet came over. All right. I have collector dolls that they have priced below their value on the internet as well. Happy Hump Day, fellas. What's up, Jay Webb? Happy Hump Day, brother.
Jay Webb.
Music is always good. Yes, it is. It's always good. Music is one of the best things to get you up and pumping, Well,
Libby says, why do you have to be alone to skip? You don't.
You don't. Just, it's just my little thing,
Some people feel awkward doing things.
Actually, you know what? When I'm with my daughters and we're outside, we skip all over the place. And we skip. And now that my daughter's 13 and we skip, she tells me I should stop skipping.
Stop skipping. Never stop skipping.
A teenager, right?
Don't let them silence you. Never stop skipping.
Right. Blessing from San Diego. What's up, brother? Yes, needs the body shake and brush off and skip is what I use at times. Awesome, Jay. What's up, Tom? He says hi.
Jay, what's up, brother?
All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for a little break.
2 minutes.
Yeah, and then when we come back, we're gonna go deeper into those negative thoughts, into I'm not worth it. It'll never happen to me. Oh, it only happens to them. all these things, and why we get into the relationships that we get into, and how we can become aware of it and what we can do. All right. So I know that's a mouthful, but when we come back, we're going to talk about why we get into the relationships that we get into. All right. And maybe we can break some patterns and get into new, different relationships that'll actually benefit us and take us to the next level. Sound good?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
We'll be right back with a word from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
You're listening to The Traveling Investor on W4CY Radio. Please take a moment to listen to the sponsors who have a secret message just for you. Don't leave. The best is yet to come. The Traveling Investor will be right back.
I wanna be rich. Oh, I wanna be rich.
Behind everything you're searching for is something you're actually looking for. When you search with the Real Yellow Pages, you get more than a contractor. You get a whole new curb appeal. It's not just getting directions to a dry cleaner with YP.com. It's rescuing an old favorite from the back of the closet. And it's more than finding a locksmith with YP.com on your mobile. It's getting to sleep in your own bed. Whatever it might be, there are more ways to search and more ways to find exactly what you're looking for with the Real Yellow Pages, YP.com, and YP.com on your mobile, only from AT&T.
Hey, this is Rebel Medler. Join me for In Your Face on W4CY.com, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We're not gonna take it. Oh, we ain't gonna take it.
How healthy is your pet? Does your pet suffer from ear infections, allergies, diabetes, cancer? Does your pet have a sensitive stomach? Well, we have the solution. Who are we? Fiesta Pet Deli. South Florida's original and only fresh food deli for pets. Our exclusive real food diets bring back the puppy and kitten in your pet. Have a healthier pet, less shedding, less scratching and itching, and eliminate allergies. We carry a full assortment of healthy, holistic, frozen, canned, and dry foods. Try out South Florida's largest selection of natural supplements. We also have a large selection of natural treats, chews, and natural grooming products. It's only natural to stop by Fiesta Pet Deli for all your natural products to keep your pet healthier and happier. Stop by Fiesta Pet Deli at the Festival Marketplace, located at Sample Road and the Turnpike in Pompano. Or call us at 954-971-2500. That's 954-971-2500. Don't forget, ask for your $10 off coupon good for any purchase over $50. Fiesta Pet Deli.
You are now tuned into W4CY Radio, entertainment at your fingertips.
What's happening, travelers? Welcome back. W4CY.com is where you're going to find the Traveling Investor and Philosopher Extraordinaire. So when we came back, before we went, actually, hold on, before we do that, Jay Webb.
Jay likes the background.
Jay likes the background. Where are you guys? We're in my office, man, but
It's a
we're
secret.
we're somewhere. We're in a secret little place where we film and create content for everyone.
Yeah.
Right. What's he say? Hey, tell him don't worry about where we skip. Yeah. All right. Cool. So before we went on a break, we started talking about those the voices in our head.
Oh boy.
Right?
Yeah.
The voices in our head, the voices that tell us that we're not worth it. The voices that tell us that, we need to go out and get into relationships with people that will be nasty to us, that will disrespect us, that won't treat us right.
Right.
Right? That'll be overbearing and controlling. All these things, right? So where do these things come from? Right? Where why are they there? Right? We weren't born with them. Right?
Yeah.
So, having kids, having all these questions myself growing up and now as an adult as well, you do research, you look and you investigate and whatnot, and I've learned that there are like three basic core attachments. There are three basic things that have happened to us when we were kids, right? It's always, back when we were children, right?
Right.
When everything happened, right?
A lot of bad stuff happened.
Up until 10 years old, man. After 10 years old, you're lost. So everything's created from 0 to like about 10.
Yeah.
When the child is growing, so the way they view themselves, their view with the world and worth and all that kind of stuff. So it's very important. And a lot of times when we parent, we don't realize what we're doing to our children. We don't realize how our behavior is affecting them in the way they see themselves. Mm-hmm. And then when they grow up throughout their lives, the type of relationships that they're going to have are the same types of relationships that they had with the parent or the parent had with the child. I'll give you an example. We have, hold on, let me just make sure we're not missing anybody. All right. So, imagine you have parents and they have a kid and they're overly controlling. Like everywhere the kid goes, hey, don't do that. Hey, come here, stop that. Go there, do this. And they're controlling the child to a point where the child sits there and says, you know what? Whatever I'm doing, it's never right. It's never good enough. It's, I'm always told that, what I have to do. So why even bother trying? Or, I'll just wear whatever I want or do whatever I want. And if they've got issues, they're probably going to yell at me and I'm probably not going to be, worthy, right? Mm-hmm. So the child grows up feeling this and having this relationship and communication with the parents, right? Where they're overly bearing, they're always, punishing the kid and sending them to the room, and the kid grows up having, feeling unworthy, feeling, that no matter how hard I try, they're always going to say something. It's always going to be a negative comment. It's not going to be a positive comment. Mm. So when you're growing up, with that type of environment, you're gonna grow up seeking people that will react to you or act towards you the way your parents reacted with you. So you're gonna grow up looking for people who are going to control you, or for example, that guy, we'll call him Billy, right? Billy now gets married, and he's, or let's just say like this. You grow up with the notion that whatever I do, someone's going to tell me that it's no good and whatnot. So all your relationships are going to be that way as well. Okay. Your friends are always going to tell you where to go and what to do. Hey, sit over here, man. Hey, come here. Here, Tom, sit. Do like that. All right, go over there. No, you're never going to be the alpha male. Right. Right. Then when you get into a relationship with a woman, right, you're going to do whatever you want because you know what? Whatever you do, it's not going to please her anyway. So you live in that mindset. You live in that frame of mind, in that belief that whatever I do is not going to be good enough. She's always going to complain, so I'm not going to, why bother, right? So it's like if we're going out, right, to a party, and, I want to wear flip-flops because, you know what, that's whatever, Yeah. And my wife wants to get dressed, and she's dressing up in a nice evening, dress and heels and looking hot and whatnot, and here I come out looking like a schlump. What is she going to do? She's going to tell me, hey, come on, look at me. Look at you. Why don't you go and change? Why don't you go? And exactly the same way the parents were behaving to you, right? Yeah. Telling you what to do, when to go. So you're always looking for that type of relationship, right? Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that the way we grow up and how our parents treated us and reacted to us and behaved towards us creates how we see ourselves and who we see ourselves. Yeah. Right? That's amazing. And we get into these relationships and we raise children and we have long life relationships with people and friendships and we walk through the world in these with those eyes that doesn't matter what I do, it's never going to be good enough. Yeah. So you don't succeed in work. You don't strive to better your life. What for? It's never, it's not going to be good enough. It's not going to be good enough. Yeah. So subconsciously you're doing all these things. Subconsciously, it's all there, right? Yeah. And you don't even know that you're doing it because the subconscious is taking over. You don't even know that you're behaving that way. Sure. Right? Yeah.
That's why it's good to be aware and try to be aware of what you're doing and think about what you're doing and then ponder, why am I doing this? Why am I experiencing the same patterns, the same relationships, the same bosses that treat me like shit, right? You know?
That's right.
Because in a sense, you're attracting that. You're calling that in.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, for the with the example, like, when, you're going out with your wife and whatnot, as soon as you dress up in flip-flops, you're calling for that behavior.
Right.
And then she comes, she doesn't want to be that person, but she wants to, and she's not criticizing you or telling you you're not worthy, and you're not worthy or have no value. But what she wants is for you to take a note of yourself and say, hey, look, come, let's dress together. Let's be nice together.
Right. Yeah.
So when so there is help, right? There is help, and we'll get to the help after we talk and we hit all three of these core behaviors, right? So the first one we talked about was the control aspect, right?
Okay.
Can you put yourself in that frame of mind where your parents always told you that you weren't good enough and that they're controlling you and punishing
Sit
you.
down. You're too loud.
No.
All we hear is no.
Right? All you hear is no.
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to be growing up with, right? You're not gonna be the type of person that's gonna wake up in the morning with gusto and be like, whew, another day, let's go kill it.
I can do whatever I want.
Right? I can do it, whatever I want. Let's go kill it.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna be the type of person that wakes up in the morning and goes, shit, man, another day, right?
Yeah.
Well, not gonna be good enough for this day.
What's gonna happen today?
Right? What's gonna happen today? Who am I gonna disappoint?
Yeah. What bad news am I gonna get right out of the gate?
Mm-hmm. Right? So guys out there listening, when you have, this type of relationship, right, with your parents, and you see this type of relationship with you and your spouse and friends, the first thing to do is like Tom said, is to be aware of it, right? So now we're talking about the different mindsets and the different attachments, the different frameworks that we grow up in, and then you can start analyzing your own life. Mm-hmm. Okay, so who am I? How are my parents to me, right? What do I look, if you have kids, how do I treat my children? How do I do that? Right? Start asking questions and see where you fall, right? And now, once you understand where you are, then the solution is the same for all three. Same solution.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about that after.
Okay.
When we talk about all three.
Solution.
All right?
You got to stay to the end for the solution.
All right. So the next way that our parents screw us up, right, and I'm probably doing it to my kids as well, is by deprivation. This thing called deprivation, right, where we deprive our kids of attention, of love, right? And those are the two basic things that a child needs to grow up with self-confidence, to grow up healthy, to be a positive force in life, is attention and love, right? But when we're raising children, and sometimes one of the parents has to be far away, right? Yeah. Business, right? Always constantly taking them away. They're not there. And then when they're home, they're always working, right? And then the kid has a play, and the parent, or the mom or dad, can't make it to the play, right? So then the kid then also grows up with a feeling that, you know what? Nobody loves me. Nobody wants to take the time out for me. Yeah. Right? Everything else is more important than me. Yep. Right? How awful is that? How awful to be a child, to grow up like that. Right? Yeah. What do you think those relationships are going to look like growing up? What kind of personal relationships are they going to have with people? Yeah. Right? They're going to get into relationships where the people that they're in relationships with are probably very distant. Right? We'll push them away. We'll keep things away. Won't be very nice to them. Right? Mm-hmm. Will only think of themselves and not their friend. Right? That deprivation, because and how would they act? Right? They would probably be all bottled up, quiet, because think about it. You're a child, and your parents always told you, yeah, go to your room, go play by yourself, go watch TV, and they didn't have time for you. Think of the child. How would that child react? Could react where they would go ballistic and start throwing shit and destroying the house, right, to get attention. Right? And then they grow up behaving that way and thinking that that's the way they need to get attention, by throwing shit. Or they go in
Go with
and they
it.
be quiet, and they're quiet, and they can only do, on their own. So even when they're in a relationship,
They shrink.
they shrink. They go and they're in their little corner and they behave that way, and
Yeah.
and then they say to themselves, "Look, even my partner that I'm married to doesn't love me and doesn't want to spend time with me, just like my parents."
Yeah.
So when you're in a
It's heavy.
relationship and you see that, yeah, it's very heavy, man.
Right.
It's stuff that when you look at it and you look and it hits you in the face, and you're a parent and you see what you're doing to your child, dude, it's like, holy shit, man, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Did you catch yourself doing it?
I caught myself. I still catch myself. There's
Yeah.
many things that we do. Yeah, we're not perfect.
At least you're aware, though.
Exactly. At least we're aware. We can apologize. We can,
Right.
make the situation better. Because when
Yeah.
you're not aware and you do something and then you just walk away, you leave the child
Right.
sitting in it.
Right.
But if you're aware and you do it and you're aware, it's like, and then you can,
Yeah.
you can soften it out
Yeah.
and make it better, right?
Right.
Take them out of that negative place.
Console them.
Absolutely.
Give them some love.
Absolutely.
And then, more importantly, don't make the mistake next time.
Don't make the
goal.
mistake.
That's the goal.
Don't make the mistake. All right, let's check to see what we got here. Fellas, it's so true from Jay Webb. My son is so good with letting my granddaughter kind of run through her scenario, but just kind of corral things. All right. Do we all possess all of them? We don't necessarily possess all three, right? It all depends, right? There are times when our parents are overly controlling on us, right? There could be a month where, we were just acting up.
Yeah.
There could be a time where, one of the parents had to go away on business and whatnot and couldn't make the show, and it could be one event that could really change the whole thing, right? So there could be a little bit of everything in there, but there's usually one that's dominant, right? And sit with it, right? Play with it. Look at it and see, where was I deprived of a child or was I given, right? Because when we're adults, we kind of forget, or we change things, or we don't want to remember,
Oh, yeah.
right? We don't want to hash it up and
Repress it.
feel it, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the best ways also to bring it up, so you can let go of it, right? So you can bring it up and dump it. So, you're deprived, you get these feelings. Sit with it. See what comes up. See where you take it. Because a lot of times what we thought was a great childhood, when you start thinking back and really looking at it from, a third-party point of view, and see the reaction and the behaviors, you can then say, wow, I was deprived as a child. I don't realize. My parents were around, but they never spoke to me.
Yeah.
My dad was always in the garage. My mom
Yeah.
was always upstairs.
No one came
my
to
brother was
baseball
this.
games,
I was
blah, blah,
right. I made myself food all the time. I sat by myself to eat.
Yeah.
So there might have been a bunch of people in the house, but no one ever paid attention to you.
Yeah.
Right. So that's that. Let me see here. I take notes because I'm not that smart to remember everything. So I like to take notes on a lot of things. All right. So we talked about the control aspect.
Yeah.
Right? We talked about deprivation, right? Feeling that emotional void, right? And how do people fill emotional voids, right? With addiction, with alcohol,
something, yeah.
with drugs, with sex, with whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because it comes, we were talking about it before during the break, from a place of self-worth,
Right.
right? No one loves me. I'm not worthy of my parents' attention.
Yeah.
How can I fill that?
Yeah.
Prostitution, things of that nature, filling that void,
Right.
Because I'm not worthy, so why don't I just do that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we really got to hit,
Totally true.
and we really got to understand where we're going with this, right? What do we got here? We got Scott. Would that work in reverse? If I know I had a crappy childhood, but go back and think about it, well, I see things differently. Yes, and what's awesome is that if you did have a crappy childhood and you're able to go back and say, wow, look, I was deprived, I was overly controlled, I was rejected, I had it all, right? My father put out cigarette butts on my hand, blah, blah, blah. If you're able to go back and to look at it, and to look at it again from a third point perspective, right, where you're detached from it, so you can really see it, right, without emotion, without judging it, but really what it was, and bring it back to today and understand what happened to you and be able to adjust your behavior moving on to your next generation. That's one of the baddest things you can do, man. Bad, I mean good. Like that's badass, right? That's what you want. You want to be able. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
We're here to become aware.
Here to become aware.
Right.
Improve ourselves.
So that we can move up.
Absolutely.
We can elevate, escalate.
Yeah.
Right.
Have more fun. Have all these things that we want.
Absolutely. Let's see. We got anybody else? Yes. All right. So Scott. So all right. So we have control. We have deprivation. The third one, right? The final one, and then we're going to go into how we solve or how we fix this.
Okay.
Right? Because remember, it's an easy solution. It may not be simple, but it's very easy to do. Okay. All right. So the last one is rejection. Okay. This is where you grow up and you run up to your parents and they reject you. They push you away. They take you. They put you down. They move you aside. You grow up. You're bullied by your friends. Everybody's bullying you. Your girlfriend, breaks up with you, right? And it can be one event, one time that just sticks into your psyche, into your subconscious, and starts controlling the way you behave and act in the world. It could be your mom just, doing that by accident, right? Not paying attention.
Right.
She just, like that, and you took it the wrong way.
Yeah.
It could be, your girlfriend breaking up with you, when you're 14 or 20, when you're young or whatever. All these events, all these different things happen to us, and it just takes one incident to embed itself, and then it grows roots, it grows branches, and it starts to take over, right? And the person who keeps getting rejected all the time, again, will be in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Where they always feel that they're being rejected by their partner, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm always being rejected, how am I
ingrained in their brain?
Right. How am I going to
get rejected? That's what I do.
That's it.
That's
right.
it.
For example, let's say you and I, we set a time to like, hey man, let's go out grab a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have that rejection thing going on in my head, and you call me up 20 minutes later, and you're like, oh dude, you know what? Listen, I forgot. I got other plans I made.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Right.
I could be like, dude, why did he just reject me? Why did I get rejected?
Right.
What did I do wrong? Why does this always happen to me? Why did he get, and now Tom is just like,
had nothing to do with
had nothing to do with right, had nothing to do with me.
Right.
Right? But so one way that I could overcompensate on that type of relationship would be to call you up and be like, hey man, how about can I come with you? Where are you going? Oh, how about we meet up later? How about we do that, right?
Right.
Overly compensating so that, hey, don't leave. Don't, please stay, right? Right? You get needy.
Right.
You get needy, yes. You start getting needy.
Right.
You start behaving that way.
Right.
And to all your friends, your relationship. And now, what happens when someone starts getting needy on you? What do you do?
Now I don't want to hang out with you.
Now it's like, dude, now you're really getting rejected.
Right.
You're really getting thrown on the side.
Right.
Right?
You just created the whole thing. Yeah.
Because of 1, 2, 3 incidents that happened when we were children.
Yeah.
And we let that embed itself in our minds and in our bodies and in our souls and in our subconscious. And we go out into the world with these ideas of who we are when it isn't who we are. It's not who we are. It's who we think we are, or who we were told to think we were.
Who we think we are, who they
perceive us to be,
we are. Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
And it's and the beautiful thing about it, it's a belief. I believe I'm not worthy.
Right.
Well, okay. So it's a belief.
Yeah.
You know what the nice thing about a belief is?
You can change it.
You can change it. You know what? I believe I am worthy.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I just changed my belief.
Absolutely.
So when we change our beliefs about how we see interactions between people, we can start changing the way we see ourselves.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the solutions to taking care or to being able to break out of that. So we got 6 minutes left. So I want to go into how we can break out from these mind, these mind fucks that I like to call them, right? All right. So let's go back to the point where we were on the phone. We
had plans.
We're gonna go to the Duck, and we're gonna have a couple of drinks, and you canceled on me, and now I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Right. So here we are. The event happened, and I'm getting all flustered. Right. And this is what happens usually with every situation. You get flustered. You start, you're breathing differently. Your mind starts going right. So the first thing you do is just take a couple of deep breaths. Right. Immediately with one breath, you're already feeling a little calm. You feel a little calm, a little more centered, a little, okay, right? You do that 2 or 3 times. Okay. And then you kind of go back and analyze the situation. What happened? Well, I made plans with Tom, and he canceled on me. Okay. Does Tom not like me? No, Tom and I have a great relationship. Tom and I, we've done deals together, friends, we go out. So was there any reason that Tom would, or is there any reason that I would give Tom to, so we start analyzing and breaking it down so that I can say, so I get to a point where, okay, so it was actually just Tom not realizing his schedule and double booking and saying, hey, Neat, sorry, but I already booked the plane. It had nothing to do with me. So once I make that realization, once I become aware of that, that's the first step, right? So you got to become aware of what actually transpired, right? Not what I think transpired or what I feel transpired, right? Because a lot of times people say, you know what, I feel that, well, that's good that you feel, but let's look at actually what happened.
Right.
Okay? Let's look at it from a third-party perspective, right, where we're not attached to it. Then I can say, okay, so why did I feel like that? Oh, that must be because when I was, right? Okay, so I'm made aware. Now I can make the change of behavior, right? First I got to become aware of what transpired, actually what transpired, right? If it wasn't me, schedule change, there's nothing to feel rejected about that.
Could have been a million things.
Could have been a million things. It wasn't me, right? Okay, it wasn't me. Great. Now, if it wasn't me, what was it? Well, it was Tom and his schedule and so forth. Okay, so should I feel the way I feel right now with this? Is this a reflection on my worth and value? No, because it had nothing to do with me. Had nothing whatsoever to do with me. So now that I've asked these questions and I became aware, now the last part is to make a change of behavior. So instead of me becoming all needy, okay, what I would do is I could call Tom back and be like, hey, dude, have a great night. Enjoy yourself. Let's grab a drink tomorrow. I'll see you, man. Talk to you later. Bye.
Right.
And if you end up doing anything else later in the evening, you know what? If you're free up, give me a shout.
Right.
Very cool, whatnot, because now it's not on me, and now I can start changing that behavior. And when you do it once, and you catch yourself, and you do it once, and you can do it with your children, when you see yourself controlling your child a little too much, you can say, whoa, you know what? I'm sorry. Didn't mean to control you so much. Okay, I'm going to back off a little bit, right? You want to, or you see that you behave a certain way that you're getting a reaction from your partner that makes your partner overbearing and controlling over you, then you can do that again. You can say, okay, what transpired here, right? We were going out to see a movie. The movie started at 6 o'clock. We said we were going to leave the house at 5:30, but I wasn't ready until 5:25, or at 5:25 I still wasn't ready, right? So now my wife will come to me and start yelling at me, go, dude, come on, you're always late, you're always doing the same shit.
Right.
Why is it at 5 minutes before the thing starts, you're not even ready yet? Come on, let's go. Right? Now I could take that and say, you know what? It wasn't me, right? Why did I behave that way?
Yeah.
Right? Is that who I want to be? I can change that behavior now.
Yeah.
How do I really want to act? So you know what? Next time I go to the movies, why don't I get ready 20 minutes before
Yeah.
and see how that behavior changes and how it sets the mood up.
Surprise her.
Surprise it. Surprise yourself. Change it, right? Well, we got short time here. At what point could anyone justify the cigarette burns? You never justify it. Missy, what about beatings? Should we learn to condone the behavior of a parent doing this to us? Never. Beatings are no good. We don't hit. We don't, no. If you were hit as a child, figure it out. Come to terms with it. Don't do it to your kids, right? It just doesn't work.
Just because they did it to you doesn't mean you have to do it to somebody else.
Absolutely. Remember how it made you feel, and that's how your child feels.
Yeah, you don't have to accept it. We're just saying to be aware of it and
Right.
what it might have, how it might have changed you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
All right, travelers. Thank you so much for being here again. We hope we've given you a lot of great value. Go out, be with your mind, be with your thoughts, be with your family. Until next time, we will see you somewhere on Spaceship Earth. I'm going to leave you with this. May the road rise up to meet you. May the sun always be at your back. And may the rains fall softly upon your fields. Until next time, I'm the Traveling Investor. This is Tom Zames. Travel safe, travel well. We'll see you next week on Spaceship Earth.
Wow, what a great show! Are you excited to learn the untold secrets of how to get wealthy? Then tune in next Thursday and every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on W4CY Radio. You too can learn how to become a traveling investor. If you missed any part of this episode or want to hear it again, go to the Traveling Investor podcast on iHeartRadio. You can listen to all past episodes on demand 24/7. Next week's episode will take us somewhere new and exciting, so don't miss it. Thank you for listening.